All right, we need to go over the Chelsea injury report today. Graham Potter just had his press conference and talked about multiple players that could be match fit this weekend. Now, the first player we want to talk about is Ben Chilwell, who did play this past week in the Champions League against Dortmund, did come off with an ankle injury. But from what it looks like, what Graham Potter has said, he should be match fit this weekend, which is good news to hear for our club because as we've seen, Ben Chilwell is the better left back option for this club right now. Cucurella has not been performing what we thought was going to happen when we brought him from Brighton, and therefore Ben Chilwell is going to be the better option. He goes better attacking and also is a better defender, and therefore will help our back line, but also our attacking third as well. On top of that, Graham Potter did talk about Raheem Sterling, who could be match fit this weekend as well. Now, he's missed a couple of matches, did not see him in the Champions League match against Dortmund. He was having a knee injury, but it seems like everything is looking good for this player, and he could be match fit. Now, that being said, though, I don't know if he'll actually start, and the reason why is Noni on that right side is not registered for the Champions League, and therefore is going to be looking for more minutes to keep building his confidence. And even in our last game against West Ham, looked pretty lethal, and again, I think he's going to get the starting role on that right side. Now, the left, Mudryk, I think will still get his start this weekend, even though he has been playing a couple of games back-to-back. Maybe Graham Potter will rest him. He did come off, I think it was in the 60th minute in the Dortmund match, maybe a little bit earlier. Seems like he's still taking some time getting back from that illness, not fully a 90-minute match fitness yet, and therefore maybe he will not start this match, and Raheem Sterling could be on that left side. After that, though, we do have other players that we've talked about before that should be actually possibly in the starting lineup as well. Wesley Fofana has a good capability of starting this weekend against Southampton, along with Thiago Silva, which it's been such a long time since we've seen this player. It's been about 4 months, give or take, and therefore, again, we brought this player in from Leicester. We really haven't seen too much of him, but yet we know he has this high ceiling of a player that can really be one of the best CBs in the Premier League, and he's going to be a great pairing with Thiago Silva. Not to take anything away from Koulibaly, who's done fairly well for the most part, but I think Wesley Fofana is just that better edge for our players, and we right now need to get some wins under our belt. We've been struggling, and Southampton is probably the best team that we can play right now. They do not have a manager, and they are at the bottom of the table. After that, then, some of the other players that should be match fit that may or may not present in this weekend is going to be Zakaria, who in the midfield could see some time. I think he'll come in as a late sub just to get some minutes under his legs again to get back into fully match fitness. On top of that, Kovacic should actually start this game. I thought he was going to start in the Dortmund game, but it seems like they were waiting, and I think he's going to start this game. Ruben Loftus-Cheek along with Enzo has been a decent pairing for the most part in the midfield, but we are not getting the results, and I think that is why Graham Potter will most likely start Enzo with Kovacic in that midfield, because that is going to be a better pairing. From there, then, we obviously have a few players still out. Obviously, Pulisic is still going to be out, missing this week. It's difficult for this player right now because obviously he wants to get back into the starting 11, but he can't even get fully fit. And because of that, all these other players are playing more and more minutes, and it's going to be very difficult for once he's fully fit to even get back into the starting 11 or even make the bench. With him, Conte still will not be in the starting 11 or even on the bench as well. Still taking time to get back into the fully fitness, but it should be hopefully sooner than later. After that, the last player we do want to talk about is Aubameyang. There is potential that he may start this weekend because he's not registered for the Champions League. We talked about this in our last video that Kai Havertz may need some rest. He's been playing so many games, and maybe he just needs a little time to sit on the bench and just recover, and therefore, again, regain some of that momentum, that confidence that we've been missing from that player to start scoring more goals. And therefore, Aubameyang could start this weekend, or it could be Fofana. Really, it's up to Graham Potter right now. Obviously, he has a few options, but really, Kai Havertz should be on the bench this match because, like I said, he needs some rest. He's been playing so much, and we only have one striker in the Champions League, and that is Kai Havertz. And we cannot risk having an injury to that player, and therefore, I think this is a perfect game for him to get rest and, again, have other players step in. So that is all I have for you today. If you did enjoy this video, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe down below. I greatly appreciate it, and I will see you in our next video.